Good morning, my crafty friends. This is Connie Melton, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in McKinney, Texas. And today is day 25 of our 30 Days of Gratitude. I have to tell you what I'm thankful for this morning. As I was getting ready, I started thinking about the rheumatologist that I used to see and how he wouldn't give up on finding out what was wrong with me. And we had all these different things that we checked out, and then finally, he just, I guess finally, because we finally found the issue, or he would have still been going. He was just one of those kinds of doctors that just won't give up on a patient. And unfortunately, he has retired, and they don't make those guys like they used to. And when we discovered it was esophageal cancer, then I went a different direction. He couldn't help me out with that, but I am so thankful that he would not give up on me. So this morning, we are also on day 7 of our Advent calendar. And what can I say? You're going to love it. I've got some great ideas to share. And just a little hint, it's just to die for. So hang on while I turn the camera around and we'll check it out. All right, are you ready for day 7? This is exciting. Remember, I said it was something to die for. Did you get it? I mean, it's probably a crummy joke, but anyway, it is dies. So let's pull them out. Because yes, I've already played with them. I've already been doing some stuff with them, and they're really fun. They're graduated. So there's 5. And one set has 3, the other 2. So this one has that one, and then this littlest one also has some decoration on the inside edge of it. And there's this one, and this larger of the rectangles is what I used. They're not huge. This square one is 2.5 inches, roughly. And this largest rectangle one also is roughly 2.5 inches wide that way and 1.5 that way. So like I said, they're not huge, but they're big enough and they're fun. So I did use this one for the card I'm going to make. And it's another thank you. I have so many people to thank. I can just hardly wait. My granddaughter's not that far away. It's about, well, in Texas, we measure distance by time. She's about 35 minutes from me. She should get her card tomorrow. I mailed it today. So when she sees all those stickers, I think she's just going to be beside herself. Okay, I am using 5.5 by 8.5. We've not been doing any fancy folds. Maybe we'll bring one in. We'll see. We've still got a few days. I'm trying to keep it simple and quick. So 5.5 by 8.5, scored at the 4 1/4, making it an A2 card for an A2 envelope. Sorry, we were in the printing business for 16 years. And I took one of the pieces of designer series paper and cut out some flowers. I've still got plenty of flowers I can cut out more of, so I'm hanging on to this piece of paper. Then I took a piece of Granny Apple Green, and it's 4 by 5 1/4, and ran it through the exposed brick embossing folder. I just love this one. This is like one of my favorites of all time. It's got texture, but it's like low profile texture. I don't know. I just love that one. And then a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. This is light enough. You wouldn't necessarily have to put anything in there, but I went ahead and cut one anyway. And what we're going to do is just stagger these across the front. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp my thank you. I'm using that Big Thanks. We've used it a couple of days ago. And the dark blue that's in here looks to me like it's Secret Sea. So I'm using Secret Sea ink, which is like one of my new favorites. It's darker than Night of Navy, but not quite as dark as black. It looks black in the pad, but it's not. It's just a beautiful shade of dark blue. Now I cut this to fit my sentiment, but you know, I didn't measure it. Here we go. So I can tell you this is almost 4 inches across, but it's 3/4 of an inch tall. And then just pick however far you want to go, cut in the middle, and then from each end, cut a 45-degree to the dot that you pick to be your middle. It's very easy to do that. All right, I'm going to shut this. Well, I am going to use it again. Maybe I'll just go ahead and stamp while the stamping's good. All right. I think I just want to use this little bunch. I'll use the back side of this. I just want to put some little flowers on here. And I will stamp that. And then stamp another little bunch. Oh, and I have an idea. Remember yesterday's little stickers? I think there were some bows. That would be cute. I'm all about cute. There are. So I'm using a pink flower over there. Although we're using green in here, so I'm going to use green and just put a little bow on my bouquet. All right. And that's how I design, folks, just as the mood hits. And making sure I close my ink because I'm so bad about sticking my hand in it. I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. And hopefully this will work today. It's not been behaving. There we go. Yay! All right. Isn't it wonderful when things work like they're supposed to? All right. On the edges and a little bit in the middle. And I'm just going to center this as best as possible with my eyesight. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this on the front. And this, I definitely recommend using glue when you have something that's embossed and you're putting it on the debossed side. Tape doesn't sink down into those debossed pieces like glue will, so it doesn't hang on as well as something being glued. All right. Now I gotta decide how I want to lay these out. I think like that. And I'm gonna bring that ruler back out. So whether you're using the Stampin' Up! Glass mat, which also has the lines on it, or something similar to this, it's nice to be able to line up what you're doing. I think I want the bottom to be right around there. You could do the same thing with a piece of paper as long as it's straight. I just like this little T-square ruler. I've had it for a while, and I think I got it from Amazon, but don't quote me. I'm not positive. I'm going to do the two outer edges and try to get them right about the same distance apart from the edge. I think that looks very similar. I really don't think anyone is going to get the T-square out and measure. So I'm just trying to get it where the eyeball thinks it's straight and aligned. Okay. Now I'm going to put my big thanks across there. Or do I want to put it here? I think it needs to go across here. Yeah, guess it will go on the bottom. Okay, there they are. This is fairly long, so I want to put several dimensionals on it so that there's no sagging in the middle. Okay, I'm going to put big thanks. And then what do we want to put down here? It has too much empty space. If I had thought before I laid it down, I would have put twine on there. Let's see if I can raise it up just a teeny bit. Sometimes that works if it hasn't been down very long. I think we might, no, we're not in luck on that one. So instead, let's just see about doing a big bow. And of course some bling. Gotta have bling. Don't give up on us, we're gonna have bling yet. I'm not the best bow maker, but I do try. And no, I had one of those bow maker thingies and it didn't work for me either. It's just not my forte. All right, we'll make that side a little. Okay. Scissors, please. That's definitely better, but let's do a double one. Just do another one on top of it. That's similar. Okay. I used to be such a perfectionist. And I know you think I'm sloppy if you're watching this and you don't really know me. But my perfectionism gave me stomach cancer and esophageal cancer. So I'm not near as much of a perfectionist and type A person as I used to be. And it's kind of nice because I don't have near as much of the drama in my life anymore either. Okay, big thanks. And we need some bling. We have that gold bling that we got, but I don't think that really goes with our colors here. Hang on. We have one called Strawberry and Pink currently, so it has a light pink and a dark pink, and I think that is going to look much better with this. There we go. So I'll put the dark one up there, and I'm going to put some of the light ones scattered around. We want an odd number. So let's see, that's 4. Okay. We've got that down. That on. We've got our inside. And I cannot believe I did this. I was just talking about this last night. I made this part portrait and this part landscape. I haven't done that in a while. So, guess how we fix that? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that. All right, I will show you real quick how I fix it when I do silly things like that. Okay, I had so much stuff on my desk that my cutter wasn't sitting down straight and wasn't letting me cut well. So I figured, all right, we will just turn off the camera. Well, I don't want to waste your time. I'm going to put this on the front. I just cut. It's going to be a little thicker, but it's still going to be thin enough to mail. And someone will just think they got a really nice card because it's good and thick. Put that on the front. Now, we do need to redo the inside, don't we? That's a bummer. I wonder if I can save that little bow somehow. All right. Grab another sheet of white 4 by 5 1/4. I cut these usually like 10 sheets, which gives me 40 out at a time, because I go through so much of these. So again, I'm using Secret Seed to make my little flower bouquet. And I did it again. That's why we have two-sided paper. Okay. It's nice and thick as well, so you don't see it bleeding through. So it helps when I goof. All right. Gotta pull out my little bows again. I have to clean off this desk. There's just too much. And this spot. Woo! I just gave you a sneak peek of number 9. It was number 6 that had the bows. So we're going to use the yellow. Did you see what number 9 was? If you did, don't say anything. Keep it a secret. We always told our kids we don't keep secrets. I had enough problems with that when I was a kid. So we told them we keep surprises. Things like birthday presents and stuff. All right. Sorry this took a little longer, but you got to see how to salvage a card. So now we have landscape, both of them, inside and out. You have landscape, big thanks, and a nice little inside. And then if you're like me, you would get a light color and stamp your personalized stamp on the back so that everyone knows you made it for them. And that's it. So tomorrow we'll be opening door number 8. And I've already seen it. It's a cool one. And we might just finally get around to that shaker card I've been promising, I think tomorrow. So thank you for joining me tonight, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. We are trying to get those numbers up, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Good evening.